bestbookbits.com presents See You at the Top by Zig Ziglar. Currently with more than 1.6 million copies in print, See You at the Top is an extraordinary perennial favourite and annual bestseller, which has changed the lives of countless people throughout the world. This inspirational volume teaches the value of a healthy self-image and how to build that image. It clarifies why goals are important, teaches you how to set them, and motivates you to reach them. See You at the Top provides step-by-step instructions on how to change the way you think about yourself and your surroundings. More than 800 human interest stories, one-liners, analogies, how-to instructions, and humorous incidents hold your interest and give you food for thought on every page. The written and audio summary can be found on our website, bestbookbits.com. So without further ado, I bring you the book summary of See You at the Top. Zig's 6 Steps. The book is founded on the metaphor that success is a stairway and the elevator is out. To be successful and reach the top, you need to climb each stair in order. There are no shortcuts. According to Zig, the 6 steps are: number 1, self-image. 2, your relationship with others. 3, goals. 4, attitude. 5, work. And 6 is desire. Once the metaphor is established, Zig walks the reader through each of the step and what's it going to take to get up the step. He spends considerably more time on steps 1 to 3, like 70% of the book, than he does on the final 2 steps. I guess that makes some sort of sense in that if you have a good positive self-image and good relationship with others and have taken the time to set out goals and cultivate a winning attitude, hard work and desire to keep going are likely to follow. Let's get a brief summary on the 6 steps outlined in See You at the Top. Number 1 is self-image. Zig contends that lots of people have a bad self-image because society in general feeds garbage in. He cites stuff like the popular music at the time. Later in the book, his citations reach so far as to put blame for the Charles Manson on the Beatles' music. Zig provides us with 16 steps to a positive self-image, which cover stuff like positive self-talk, to reading about success of others and associating with other successful people. I've read and heard all the suggestions before, but it's always great to hear them again in a new voice. One extra, one may stick. And number 2, your relationship with others. The second step in the stairway to the top, success, is your relationships with others. One of my favorite parts here is that Zig takes the time to talk about how a healthy marriage is a key to success. No, you don't have to get married, but if you're in one already, get down and invest. Now, some of the relationship views are a bit old-fashioned. According to Zig, my wife should stop 20 minutes before I come home and shower, then put on her makeup and pretty dress and be ready and waiting to rush into my arms when I get home from work. This is definitely outdated. Oh, and don't forget that dinner should be ready to be on the table as soon as I walk in the door. He doesn't mention kids, but I guess that my wife should have them lined up and waiting to greet me in a similar fashion. Good old Zig. Yes, both halves of a relationship should put in the work to make sure that they look nice for the other half. Really, you both need to work hard on your marriage to make sure it's healthy. Way too many people get married, then just stop courting each other as the kids come along. Maybe even before kids come along. If you want a healthy marriage, you need to put in the work. A not healthy marriage will affect your overall motivation, and that's going to affect your business and your success. Number 3 is goals. The third step to the stairway to the top is your goals. Zig lays out how important it is to actually point yourself in the proper direction so you don't just end up somewhere. Can you imagine Sir Edmund Hillary, the first man to climb Mount Everest, explaining how he was able to accomplish the feat? Suppose he explained that he was just out walking one day and he happened to find himself on top of the tallest mountain in the world. See you at the top. He doesn't just tell us that we should write them down, he also gives some great principles for goal reaching. Instead, through his principles are a bunch of personal stories, again, sometimes dated examples and lightly cited research to help drive his points home. Principles of goal reaching. Number 1, keep records of where you are. Number 2, commit to paper the goals you want to achieve on a yearly, monthly, daily basis. Number 3, be specific with your goals. Number 4, set a big, hard, but reachable goal to keep excitement and a challenge. Number 5, to make the goal long range, 1 year, to help the daily frustrations blend in. And number 6, list obstacles between you and the goal. 7, break the goal down into daily increments. And number 8, mentally prepare to discipline yourself to take the steps needed to get the goal. And number 9, be convinced you can reach the goal. 10, visualize yourself as reaching the goal before you start it. And number 4 is attitude. Attitude and self-image from the first step to the first glance seem pretty much the same thing, but they're not. Self-image is focused on your own view of yourself, whereas attitude is focused on how you approach the rest of the world. Are you generally a positive person or a negative person? Are setbacks temporary, or is the man always getting you down? See You at the Top gives you a number of ways to approach life and work that will help you have a positive attitude towards things that happen in your life. When I think of your attitude, I think of this long-time Chuck Swindoll quote: "Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it." So change how you react to life, and you're going to find that many of the problems you have are entirely your own fault. And number 5 is work. Here's where the chapters start getting short. Referencing work, Zig can be summarized by telling you that there is no free lunch, so stop expecting success to just fall into your lap. Ziglar gets into a good communist handout tirade and even talks about welfare. Overlooking that tirade, it's a good point. Way too many freelancers talk about how they have a hard time finding clients. Then when you ask what are the steps that they take to find clients, it amounts to sitting and waiting for clients to find them. If you want to succeed, get out there and generate some motion in your business. It's highly unlikely that enough work will just walk in your door, and for every story you hear about work just happening to someone, you've got the other 99.9% of people who had a business failure or barely scraped by and they had to close it. And number 6 is desire. The final section on desire is the shortest, removing the whole chapter about communism and focusing on walking us through how desire, really wanting something so bad and doing anything for it, can trump natural talent. If you just have talent, it's way too easy to sit back on that talent and not really work hard for things. Maybe you have the natural genetics for running and you're fast in grade school and high school, but you don't really train because you can beat everyone. Then you step up to the national level and college competitions and find out there are lots of people faster than you. They may not have the favorable genetics you do, but they get up at 5 a.m. daily and do the training needed to be fast. That getting up at 5 a.m. daily to train is what makes them fast, that desire to excel. Here is where my freelancers fail. They want to talk about working for themselves, but they don't want to do the hard work to actually become a solid business owner. They may be even one of the best designers, programmers out there, but they don't continually practice their craft, and they get surpassed by that person that just has a burning passion and spend as much time as possible learning more. Instead of reading about running a good business or taking seminars about it, you just dream of running a good business. You don't put in the work. Just because you have the desire doesn't mean that you're going to hit it big, but being there day after day and continually learning / improving certainly greatly increases your chances. And that's a wrap on See You at the Top. Subscribe to the channel and take a look at the hundreds of book summaries uploaded previously. To find hundreds of written summaries, check out our website, bestbookbits.com. And for hundreds of audio podcast summaries, find us on mixcloud.com/bestbookbits. If you like reading and want to get involved in sharing knowledge and spreading great book summaries, connect with myself by emailing info@bestbookbits.com to join us. Thanks for watching and have yourself an amazing day. Take care.